I've been living in Korea for 10 years, and you would think that my Korean would be perfect, but that's not the case. Yo, what's up? It's Found. How have you been? So, the truth is, I'm not that great at Korean. And the crazy thing is, back in 2014, when I officially moved to Korea, I did not speak Korean for 2 to 3 years. Yes, years. Not to my friends, not to the teacher that became my Korean mother, not to my crew that I saw every day, and not even to my own girlfriend. Come on now. Trust me, I've tried a ton. But why exactly is it that I haven't improved as much as other people? Well, after having 10 years to stress and contemplate that very question, I think I have some pretty good answers. And first up, the most simple answer: I just didn't put enough effort in. The time of my life when I was learning the most Korean was also the same time I was working hard to join my dream-breaking crew to make dance my profession. And I most definitely let that take up most of my time. I was a terrible student. What's next? Well, the weird thing is, I felt like I shouldn't be speaking Korean. It's often very hard for me to see myself as a Korean person. And for whatever reason, I felt and still feel very weird speaking Korean, especially with a more proper accent. I feel like I'm being oddly racist or something when I try to speak perfect Korean. And I know, it's a very silly mentality, but for some reason, I just haven't been able to shake it off. For example, the more rolled R in Korean versus the more hard R in English. 사랑해, 사랑해. You know? Yeah. Next up, the expectation that I had to speak Korean. Over the years, many people have told me that I need to speak Korean because I'm living in Korea. Makes sense, right? But whenever I heard that, I just completely shut down. It was burdensome and, in fact, made me more scared to speak Korean with those certain people. And so, I would guiltily default to speaking English. And last up, shame. I am greatly ashamed that I cannot speak proper Korean, even to this very day. I mean, that's why I make these videos in English. Well, if you're so ashamed about not being able to speak Korean, why don't you just study and get better? I don't know. I shut down, and even though I know what words to say, no words come out. And that's another thing, actually. I actually have a stutter. I've always had one, and it's no fun. To be fair, I mean, well, it doesn't happen every time I speak, but combined with my shame and shyness of speaking Korean, it's a killer combination. But enough is enough. I want to get better at Korean. So here's the deal. I am going to speak more Korean here in these videos where I get to talk with all of you. But let's be honest, I probably won't speak 100% Korean, and some videos might not have that much Korean at all. But I definitely owe it to all of the Korean people who have just been so loving and supporting of me. Anyways, here we go. 3, 2, 1. 항상 봐주셔서 감사합니다. 건강하시고 다음 영상에서는 한국어로 만나요. Peace!